I believe many of us have experienced something like this in life. Sometimes you have a disagreement with someone very close to you, and suddenly they begin to ignore you. They're in the same room as you, yet act as if no one else is there. They walk past you, but won't even glance in your direction. They read your message, but don't respond. They feel your presence, yet they act like you don't exist. This isn't just silence. This is cold, calculated punishment, a silent method of hurting you. It's what they call the silent treatment. In reality, this is a form of psychological manipulation. It pressures you to speak first, to apologize, to blame yourself, as if the silence is screaming, "You're not even worth a response." But this isn't love. This isn't respect. This is a test of your emotional strength. And you must not stay silent. You must listen to your inner voice. In this video, we will uncover the psychology behind silent treatment in relationships, and most importantly, we'll explore how, through the lens of Stoic philosophy, you can stand tall and remain strong in the face of this emotional manipulation. If you want to understand this situation fully and learn the way out, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and stay with us, because together we'll dive deep into this journey of truth and clarity. First, let's clarify something. Is silence a sign of strength or a mask for weakness? They say a strong person doesn't speak, but that's not always true. Sometimes not speaking is just another name for fear. A person who can't express their emotions hides behind silence. They know they can't say what they feel with words, so they try to make you feel it with absence. But this isn't genuine communication. This is pressure. This is control. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens that hurts you, it's your reaction to it." So the real problem isn't their silence, it's what we make it mean. We ask ourselves, what did I do wrong? Why are they not speaking to me? Is it my fault? And that's how their silence turns into a storm inside us. But Stoics teach us something different. Before reacting, pause, breathe deeply, observe your feelings, and understand, real strength is not about suppressing others with silence. Real strength is expressing your emotions honestly and seeking solutions together. When someone retreats into silence just to say, "Don't touch me," that's passive aggressiveness, not maturity. It's not a sign of wisdom or power. It's a mask, covering up fear, emotional immaturity, and weakness. Because a truly strong person speaks. They share. They confront with courage. They reach out to solve problems, not create walls. So when someone starts punishing you with silence, don't lose yourself. Turn inward, take a breath, and listen to your own voice. That voice is your power. If you can remain calm and centered, even in their silence, you've already won. But here's a question. Why does silence hurt so much? From the moment we are born, we crave one thing: connection. We want to be heard, seen, acknowledged. And when someone withdraws into silence, it feels like that connection has been ripped away. It's as if something deep inside us says, "You no longer matter." Neurologically, the pain of being ignored activates the same part of the brain as physical pain. So when someone goes silent on us, our brain reacts as if we've been physically struck. And the emotional result? Fear, loneliness, self-doubt, worthlessness, anger. You ask, why does this hurt so much? Because silence isn't just the absence of words. It's often the presence of rejection and abandonment. But Marcus Aurelius said, "The things you face in life do not happen to you. They happen for you." In that sense, silence can become an opportunity for growth. Perhaps it gives you space to hear your own inner voice. Maybe you've been silent for too long in this relationship, and now it's time to remember your value. Stoic philosophy teaches, don't focus on how others react to you. Focus on how you respond to them. Because sometimes, silence doesn't just reveal how attached you are to someone else. It reveals how far you've drifted from yourself. So ask yourself, why did this affect me so deeply? What do I feel like I've lost? And how much of myself have I truly been in this relationship? Because silence can whisper to you, you're no longer important. But from a Stoic point of view, you can answer, My worth is not defined by someone else's silence. I am valuable because I remain true to myself. This silence is a test, not to break you, but perhaps to awaken you. And that is one of the Stoics' favorite teachings. Do not fear hardship, for sometimes it becomes your path to freedom. So how should we respond to silence? When silence arrives, the brain panics. Something is wrong. You must have done something. You're not loved anymore. And we react. Sometimes we cry. Sometimes we beg. Sometimes we start to hate ourselves. But this is exactly the effect silent treatment is designed to produce. It's part of the emotional control game. And the most important step is this: delay your reaction. Because the moment you react instantly, you've handed over your power. They remain silent. You begin to spiral. And this imbalance makes you feel small, powerless, and desperate. Now listen carefully to this truth. The person hurting you isn't the one in front of you. It's the permission you give them. That thought is a declaration of power. It reminds you of your inner strength. You are not a prisoner of someone else's behavior. You are the master of your energy, your emotions, your reactions. So what does the Stoic perspective teach us? Stoics say, shouting, surrendering, or appearing regretful in the face of silence does not suit us. What matters most is to protect your worth through calmness. This kind of behavior sends a powerful message. If you choose not to speak with me, I will not lose my inner balance. Not emotional outbursts, but thoughtful responses. That's what makes an impact. This doesn't make you look weak. It shows you are mature and self-aware. If the other person tries to use silence as a tool of control, don't respond with silence. Respond with conscious calmness. Sometimes not answering is not rejection. It's refusing to devalue yourself. Remember, silence can become a trap if you're unable to control your emotions. But if you can hear your own voice in the midst of that silence, then the power belongs to you. At that point, you're no longer the one being manipulated. They are no longer in control. Now they are the ones searching for a reason to speak. That is the Stoic victory. Let's reflect for a moment. What is a relationship, if not a shared existence? Listening to one another, understanding one another, being willing to be understood. But sometimes, that shared space becomes poisoned by silence. If someone cuts off communication to punish you, if they use silence as a form of pressure when you don't meet their expectations, this is not love. This is a display of power. Through silence, they're saying, if you don't please me, I will ignore you. I won't speak. I'll erase you. At this point, it's no longer a relationship. It becomes an emotional battlefield. But in Stoic philosophy, love is freedom. It is not built on fear. It is not sustained through pressure and manipulation. Where there is no respect, love becomes nothing more than an illusion. True love says, I'm ready to understand you. I'm ready to talk, to go deep into the problem, to listen to you. But manipulation says, either things go my way or I will punish you with silence. So if you are working for respect and mutual understanding in a relationship, but in return you receive silence, coldness, and withdrawal, that relationship has already lost its value. Now it's no longer two equals. It's a system where one controls and the other submits. And this is completely against Stoic thinking. According to Stoics, no love should require you to give up your dignity. If you must remain silent, beg, or lower yourself to feel loved, then that love does not belong to you. It is a one-sided power game. Being silent is not the same as being loving. Silence is often just a way for someone who cannot express themselves to control others. And you do not deserve to be silenced. So in the face of silence, you have two paths: to break apart or to stand stronger. If you don't know what to do in this moment, let Stoic philosophy be your compass. Let's now explore how you can protect your voice in the midst of silence. 1. Respond to silence with calm presence. Is something wrong? If you want to talk, I'm here. This is a simple but powerful sentence. It shows you're not begging. You're open, calm, and ready for healthy communication. You protect your boundaries while showing emotional maturity. This action says to the other person, I'm not punishing you. I'm present, but your silence will not destroy me. That is emotional maturity, one of the Stoics' most admired virtues. 2. Do not blame yourself. If they choose silence, that's their decision, not your fault. It's a sign of their internal struggles, their inability to express themselves, their emotional immaturity. Sometimes you may wonder, did I do something wrong? But remember, mature people speak, they express, they resolve. Silence to confuse the other person, that is manipulation. Epictetus said, your worth should never be measured by someone else's opinion. So don't let their silence reduce your value. If there is a real problem, it must be solved through sincerity, not silence. And if it's not your fault, you carry no guilt. Continue on your path while protecting your energy. Don't respond to silence by putting your life on hold. Don't lock the door and sit waiting for them to speak. Instead, return to your inner order. Meditate, do what you love, walk right, reflect. Your life must not freeze in the silence of another person. The Stoics taught, if something is not within your control, do not allow it to control you. You decide what silence does to you. Will it break you or will it strengthen you? That's in your hands. Even in this silence, continue to live with your own voice. Because protecting your energy isn't just a form of self-defense. It is an act of self-love. In the end, with these 3 steps, you stop being reactive and start becoming proactive. You don't adapt to the situation, you lead it. And that is true Stoic power. The final truth is this. If silence has no power over you, you are free. The Stoics said, you have no control over others' actions, but you have full control over your own response. What does that mean? It means that if someone tries to hurt you by ignoring you, you are not obligated to accept that blow. If you can still hear your own voice inside their silence, you are already strong. If you can say, no one else defines my worth but me, then you are already free. Because true freedom is when no one's behavior can control your inner world. Someone who tries to isolate you with silence wants to break your strength. But when you draw your emotional boundaries, silence can no longer suffocate you. There is a voice rising from within that silence. You are worthy. You deserve to speak, to be heard, and to be understood. You are not part of a punishment. You are meant to be part of a dialogue. If you can hear that voice, then silence no longer breaks you. It strengthens you, it awakens you, and it transforms you into a truly free human being. Dear viewer, if this video awakened something inside you, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and hit the like button. Because you're not the only one who needs to hear this message. There are thousands of people drowning in silence who need this voice too. Until the next video, with love from the Stoic Master channel.